So I'm making a lazy man's lasagna in my crock pot, which just basically means instead of layering it, I'm just gonna throw it all in. I broke these up. I've already washed my hands, don't worry. Broke these up. I made the sauce yesterday. I added crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, tomatoes sauce, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, onions, celery, some tomatoes, whole tomatoes that I cut up, oregano, parsley, onions, and that's it, I think. That's it. Oh, and then a little bit of garlic powder as well. And then I just started slicing the cheese, and then I also just grated it. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, and I always put cottage cheese in mine because I like cottage cheese. You don't have to do that, obviously. So I'm just going to go ahead and start just throwing some of these in there at the bottom. Just as many as you want. I made the whole package of noodles. You don't actually have to make the whole package if you don't want to. That's completely up to you. So I just do that. Then I'll add just a little bit of cheese, because you're going to add a lot of cheese at the end. And then some of the sauce. I probably should have heated this up so it mixes better, but it's going to get hot in the crock pot anyways, so. And you're going to want to let this cook for a while. You can put it in the oven too. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm pretty hungry, so I might just put it in the oven so it doesn't take as long. So there's that. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of cottage cheese. They're watching Despicable Me again. Despicable Me 2 again. That's the movie that's on 24/7 in this house. So just go ahead and layer it again. I don't even like her. I'm getting a lot of water in there. Normally I wouldn't put a lot of water in there, but I'm trying to do this with one hand, so. And without spilling any. Oh, for the meat I should add that I did a package of ground beef, and then whenever I'm cooking meat and we have some left over, I always go ahead and freeze it as long as it's not been frozen first, of course. So we had a turkey and pork in the freezer from the tacos we did the other day. So I went ahead and added that as well to it. So it's got quite a bit of meat in it. I'm not a huge meat eater, but everybody else here is. And I especially don't like ground beef, but it's obviously a necessity if you're gonna have lasagna, right? I guess you can make it without meat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some cheese, and then do it again. So you just keep doing this until you basically run out of pasta and sauce. And I feel like my kid eats it better than when it's the other way, because there's no cutting involved, and yeah. And normally I would add mushrooms, but for some reason when I went to buy fresh mushrooms at the grocery store, they were very expensive, like super expensive. So I felt like we don't need a lot of mushrooms, but I like to add it to sauces and stuff. And I always make my own sauce, usually from tomatoes, but I bought canned stuff because I was lazy. So more cheese. And we're going to add Parmesan cheese, obviously, to the top of it. Just a little bit, because I feel like people who don't like it can add it later on. And my husband doesn't like it, so... Actually, I may skip that part. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So we're just going to do it again. My back is getting sore today. It's the weather. Oh, running out of noodles. And you should run out of noodles by this point. There should be just enough to do one more layer. I didn't add cottage cheese to that because I'm going to add it to the top because there's an awful lot in there already and you don't want to overkill with cottage cheese. Obviously, that's not the flavor you want to go for, right? So, I should have bought more of this brick cheese because they had Kraft cheese, which is the Canadian brick cheese, on sale for $3.97 at Walmart yesterday. I should have just bought more. I bought mozzarella and I bought cheddar, but I hoarded the cheddar because we eat a lot of cheddar cheese here, so I didn't want to use it in this, but maybe I should have. Maybe I could still add some. Nah. I need to get this in the oven. I'm starving. Alright, last layer. Margot has a boyfriend. I love this movie. Not as much as my kid, though. I really like the first one. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. That used to be my text message thing for when people would text message me for like the longest time. And then I really liked the movie Monsters Incorporated, or Monsters University. Monsters Incorporated. So I used to have it, I changed it to Mike Wazowski. And now it's the theme from iZombie, which I'm going to change it again. Alright, I think that's it for the noodles. Let's put a little bit more cottage cheese. But have a nama ding dong. Hi, my lovey boy. Are you getting hungry? That's Gru. And Margot. And who? What's his name? What's the boy's name? Caden? Daddy, do you know what his name is? No. Me neither. Alright, this is going to be tough to do. So I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, so I just dumped the rest of that. Layered it. Now I'm going to add the rest of this cheese. And I think I'm going to actually put a little bit of the cheddar cheese on top too, just to make it that much more delicious. Can you do it? No. This is enough. No, it's not. No, it's not. Alright, so I added that cheese. And by the power of the internet, I will put it in there. And then I will go ahead and show it to you when it's done. Sorry, I'm just grabbed some cheese. You know when there's that end slice and you're like, what am I going to do with it? And you just eat it. That's awesome. I almost said by the power of Grayskull. That's funny. So this is going to be deliciously cheesy fun. So I will be back with the finished product in probably about a half an hour. This is done. Looks nice and bubbly, and if I had smell-o-vision, or smell-o-vision, I guess that would be the correct word, you could smell how delicious it smells. It smells so good. I can barely wait to cut into it, which I'm going to do right now, and I will let you know what it looks like. Okay, well here's the final product. Just looks like lasagna, but it's all just unlasagnaed. Does that make any sense? No. Like an unrolled lasagna. I make unrolled cabbage rolls, and I also make Lazy Man pierogies pretty much the same way. With the Lazy Man pierogies, it's lasagna noodles, and then cheddar cheese, and then potatoes, and then onions and bacon if you want. And it is so delicious. Maybe I'll make that one day soon. But if you like this blog, or vlog, I can't get used to saying that because I blog every day at letterstolea.ca if you want to check that out. But if you like this video, then thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment, tell me what your favorite food is, you know, all that good stuff. And keep watching the videos. Okay, see you.